Again, ladies and gentlemen, please silence your electronic devices.
Sorry. Pardon me. Just move that to go out.
No.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing?
Hurrah.
It's a fine day, isn't it?
Hurrah.
Hurrah. Corporal Carpenter just arrived on deck. They're going to give him a quick tour. How many of y'all actually got a chance to see? First of all, I'm the one Sergeant Major on behalf of Lieutenant Joe Tulin. That's why I'm here. I say, who the hell are you? That's who I am. That's who I am. So, Lieutenant Joe Tulin, he's going to meet him over at the theater. He's going to meet and greet over there with the rest of the generals. He's going to talk to probably about 1,300 NCOs over the theater. But you got him for the next hour here. You got him for the next hour. How many of y'all did not see the ceremony on the 19th last week? And it's okay if you didn't see it. You may have been someplace else. How many of y'all did not see it? Okay. I have a citation here. Well, how many of y'all have not heard this citation? How many of y'all have not heard it? How many of y'all like to hear it again? Of course, all hands should go up, right? So who's on the mic? Who's got the mic this morning? All right, are you reading?
Not there.
I got the mic, but I'm not reading. Oh, no, I'm not getting into that one. I'll read to you the warrant that the President presented to him last week. The President of the United States, in the name of Congress, takes pleasure in presenting the Medal of Honor to Lance Corporal William Cal Carpenter, United States Marine Corps, for services set forth in the following citation: for conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life, above and beyond the call of duty, while serving as an automatic rifleman with Company F, 2nd Battalion, 9th Marines, Regimental Combat Team 1, 1st Marine Division Forward, 1st Marine Expeditionary Force, in Helmand Province, Afghanistan, in support of Operation Enduring Freedom on 21 November 2010. Lance Corporal Carpenter was a member of a platoon-sized coalition force comprised of 2 reinforced Marine rifle squads, partnered with an Afghan National Army squad. The platoon had established a patrol base, Dakota, 2 days earlier in a small village in the Marja district in order to disrupt enemy activity and provide security for the local Afghan population. Lance Corporal Carpenter and his fellow Marine were manning a rooftop security position on the perimeter of the patrol base, Dakota, when the enemy initiated a daylight attack with a hand grenade, one of which landed inside their sandbag position. Without hesitation and with complete disregard for his own safety, Lance Corporal Carpenter moved toward the grenade in an attempt to shield his fellow Marine from the deadly blast. When the grenade detonated, his body absorbed the brunt of the blast, severely wounding him, but saving the life of his fellow Marine. By his undaunted courage, bold fighting spirit, and unwavering devotion to duty, in the face of almost certain death, Lance Corporal Carpenter reflected great credit upon himself and were in keeping with the traditions of the Marine Corps and the United States Naval Service. Is that motivating or what? There ain't many Marines, none that I've met, that have dove on a grenade and lived to tell about it. Not many. You want to see something motivating? How many of y'all seen his YouTube videos they put out there? You got to see it. It is freaking motivating. It is motivating because he's talking directly to the enemy. Telling the enemy, you know, you tried, but you didn't take me down. And the United States, you tried to take us down with the Twin Towers, but you didn't. Yet we stand, and we come in the name of freedom. We do one of two things, and this is from me to you. We change minds of the enemy, or we change their freaking zip code. That's what we do. That's what we do. So they can hear from him. They can hear from the man who survived it. They tried to change his mind, but he changed their freaking zip code, and he's back, and he's willing to go back. And that says a lot about a U.S. Marine. That's how we make them. 239 years now. That's what we do. Still the 911. Still fighting for the freedom and the interests of the United States. That's who we are, and that's the only reason we exist, warriors. So you either coming from the fight, you're in the fight, or you're getting ready to go back. Hoorah! And some of you have been there, and you know exactly what I'm saying. And some of you have been injured there. And I know you go back in a heartbeat. When the Boston bombing happened, those were Marines who went into that hospital and motivated those that were injured in Boston. And one lady tells a story. She says, the morning after the bombing, I woke up, I didn't have a reason to live. But today I have a reason to live because Marines that had been in combat and had given all they had for this country, for me to be able to get out there and run the marathon, they came in to motivate and inspire me. They're not surviving, they're thriving. Ladies and gentlemen, on your feet, attention on deck. Our latest Medal of Honor recipient, Corporal Cal Carpenter. Good morning, sir.
Thank you so much. Morning, Marines.
Hurrah! Hurrah. Motivate. Hurrah. Have a seat, please.
Hurrah.
Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for your time. Do I need a mic?
No.
Well, I kind of started thinking about what I was going to say last night, and I couldn't really think of anything, which, I'm not the best public speaker, but most of the time I don't, have, problems thinking of what I want to say and the points I want to get across. So I couldn't think of anything, and then I wake up this morning, started thinking about what I want to say again. Nothing came to me, and I kind of came to the realization that, I might be a little intimidated. Many of you are still recovering. Many of you might have worse injuries than I do, and some of you probably definitely do. And, I'm very honored and humbled to stand in front of you today. I wouldn't say maybe like an issue that I had for the almost 3 years that I was in the hospital at Walter Reed, right outside of D.C., was a lot of people would come into my hospital room and tell me, it'll be okay. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. It'll get better. And I listened to them, but at the same time, I really wish somebody would have came into my room that had kind of been there and walked in my shoes. So I'm very excited about this opportunity to come out and be in front of you today. Those people were correct, but I'm here. I spent some time in the hospital. I went through the countless surgeries. You do one, get better, you heal, you do another one. So first thing I want to say, I guess, is thank you. Being a volunteer and raising your right hand to serve is a very powerful thing. I believe one of the most powerful things in the world. I hope you never lose sight that, what we do is extremely important. What you did, I understand. A week ago, I was just a college student, a nobody, did my time in the Marine Corps, got out, and now just because I wear this Medal of Honor, I'm this totally different, huge deal, totally different person, but that's really not the case. I'm a Marine first, and if I just flew all the way out here to tell you that I wear this medal for all of you every single day, it would be worth it. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. Something I did, set goals for myself, small goals. I know what it's like to, if I want to sit up on the edge of my bed, or if I want to try to stand up, having to take anti-nausea medicine so I don't throw up. I know what it's like to be embarrassed and hate, using a bedpan and having a team of 8 people to hold on my tubes and stand up and try to just make it to my door. I just set those goals, and I tried as much as I could to wake up every day and try to put a positive attitude and a positive face on to be strong for those around me, for my family, for my parents who was taking my injuries much harder than me. Your Marines, your sailors, You are the backbone of America. And people look up to you. And those who have physical scars, those who have mental scars, be proud of those. A lot of times, I had to fight those negative thoughts and maybe the darker side of things that sometimes we get pulled towards. But I've really learned, be proud of those injuries and those scars, whether mental or physical, that you have. You did something that nobody else does, and you did something. You stood in the face of danger, and whatever your MOS is, you raised your right hand, knowing the risk in a time of war. So be proud of that. Be proud of your service. Be proud of what you did. The world and America looks up to you as the best and most badass fighting force in the world. So, I know when I leave here, I'm going to think of 100 different things I wanted to tell you, and that I regret not saying in front of you, but I guess the main things is I wanted to say is thank you. I wear this for you. I thank you for your service. It's very humbling to stand in front of you. Many of you who are still in the fight, many of you who are close to transitioning, and many of you who have some time. It does get better if you work at it. Think outside the box. Think of things to go do. I was talking to Sergeant Major on the way over here, and I saw the flyers for horseback riding, and I saw the pool and the gym. I was fortunate enough to understand and realize early on that, it sucks, but as much as it sucks, looking back is not getting you anywhere. And those first few weeks that maybe I did look back and I did question things or regret things or whatever the case was, that's why it's the past, and that's why there's a future. And past isn't changing, and you can't change it. So look ahead. Think of goals you want down the road. Think of where you want your life to go. If you want to go to school, if you want to stay a Marine 20, 30, 40 years, it's your life now. You've been given a second chance, and there's people around here to support you and love you and care for you, and that will be there. Just make an effort. Really work hard and try to be better today than you were yesterday. So thank you again, and as I go and I get this publicity and I get all this attention and this spotlight, I hope you know that I'm just trying to represent you well. I'm trying to do it to the best of my ability, and I really do wear this for you, and I don't feel like I deserve it, but at the same time I'm going to try to do my best with it because it's the platform I've been given. And as a Marine, I love Marines, and I care for Marines very deeply. So, I'm just gonna try to do good, and I'm gonna try to show people that, combat wounded veterans and Marines that have been on the other side of the world aren't scary. We're good people. We work hard, and we're here to make the world a better place, a more positive place. You can do that. The cards are in your hands now. So thanks for having me, and I'm very honored to be here. I was very excited about this trip when I learned that I got to come spend some time with all of you. And, I don't really know our timetable, but I absolutely want to meet anybody that wants to come down and talk it up real quick, and I would love to shake your hand and meet you personally. So thanks again for having me. It means a lot, and Semper Fi.
Warriors, before we meet and greet Corporal Carpenter, does anybody have any questions for him? Y'all can have a seat, have a seat. Are there any questions, any conversation you want to have with him? Got one in the back there.
What are you studying in school?
I haven't fully declared a major, but I took a psychology class. kind of what I went through, and the fact that I can remember some days and not others, and I can't remember the moments leading up to my actions in Afghanistan. The fact that I can remember a few seconds after, just the mind and everything it offers, it really interests me. So I'll probably go into this next year at University of South Carolina as a sophomore. I'll probably declare psychology just because, I really enjoyed that class that I took.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Can ask me anything. I'm not shy.
Hey, good morning, Corporal.
Hey, good
First
morning.
Sergeant Hicks. Where are you originally from?
I was born in Jackson, Mississippi. I've kind of lived all over the Southeast for my dad's job, not the military. But I've been in South Carolina for about 7 years now. Myself, my family, we really like it. We call it home. But I will say I'm starting to brainstorm, and I'm pretty tempted to pack up and move out to San Diego.
And you're welcome to join us out here.
Yeah, I will. Y'all enjoy the weather. It's not as nice on the East Coast. Do I?
Trade the hurricanes for earthquakes.
Yeah, I guess so.
Corporal, how goes your recovery?
I'm sorry?
How goes your recovery?
Well, as I kind of said earlier, I spent almost 3 years at Walter Reed, what was Bethesda. I got medevaced into Bethesda, and then it just kind of transitioned to Walter Reed. But I'm thankful for that time just because I had a lot of time to get my thoughts straight and transition. My recovery went excellent. I had a lot of good doctors and nurses. I'm sure y'all do out here. I was very blessed to have a great recovery, and when I started getting to the point where I could get on my feet and get out and do things, for some crazy reason, I signed up for the marathon that I did and the mud run and jumped out of a plane, and I just really, with the second chance I've been given, I just really wanted to go out and I guess get that feeling like I was really experiencing life. So I had a great recovery. Now I'm a student. I'm not recovering. I don't really go to the doctor any more than the average person just for a checkup. So I had a great recovery, but thanks for asking.
What's your favorite color?
I like blue.
That's good.
That's a good question. I've never got that one.
Takes the young ones to stop us, doesn't it?
That was a tough one. That was one of the tough ones I've gotten.
Have you received any negative or any negative feedback from people over this
That's
publicity?
funny you asked that because last night I got pretty tore up by somebody on social media, but really that was the first time. I guess I could take this opportunity to. Thanks for asking that. I guess this gives me a good platform on my Instagram and some of the stuff that myself and where'd Gunny Nunn go?
He got a phone
Did he
call.
bail on me?
No, he didn't.
Man, he's fired. He's fired. Me and him have been posting a lot on social media, just everything I've been doing, and we hashtag it Medal of Honor. And this guy got pretty upset for a few hours, and commented many more times than once. And he was upset that we were doing that. And with the cameras around, I definitely want to put it out there that I'm not doing it for attention and to pat myself on the back. I'm doing it because every time we hashtag that, it brings attention, which also results in bringing attention to me, which causes the attention and the spotlight to be brought on all wounded warriors and all Marines that have been injured and that have sacrificed and have gone to Afghanistan and Iraq and halfway around the world and to dangerous places. So, he's not happy about that. I'm debating on continuing to do that, but it's absolutely not for those reasons. We're just trying to capitalize on the spotlight, to try to to bring better things and bring attention to y'all. So that's why we do it. But yeah, last night was the first time, but he's not in the best of moods because of that.
Maybe you could hashtag hater on that next time.
Hey, I'll keep that in mind for sure. Anything?
H1 Lopez, what's one of your next goals in life, other than obviously obtaining one of your degrees? But what's one of your next goals in life?
Well, I would say on the professional side of things, I just want to continue speaking and get the awareness out there, and try to, like I said, bring some attention to areas that need attention brought to. And I would say on the physical, challenging, don't be a lazy ass side of things, I would say, unfortunately, I'm starting to brainstorm about my first triathlon. But, not yet. That'll be some time. I'm definitely gonna have to work up to that one. But yeah, man.
They're definitely fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I might just take your word for it.
Just quick question. I mean, just how grunts are. You got your boys in your platoon. The boys give you a lot of crap. Like they get kind of mess with you. Cause you know how they are. Just like.
Oh yeah. So after my ceremony, one of my buddies, I didn't serve with him, but we met at Walter Reed. He's a single leg amputee, Puerto Rican dude, very outspoken, tells it how it is, always ragging on me about something. But so after my ceremony, he couldn't stay for the next day's Friday night parade at the Marine Barracks, Washington. So he left early. He's trying to open a gym, and he had to go take a class. So I said, of course, I want you driving back late, go home. And I get a text message when he gets on the road, and it reads, "Congratulations on being the first boot to receive the Medal of Honor." So, yeah, I hope that answers your question.
I find it a pleasure to meet you today.
Thank you.
I'm enjoying this.
Likewise.
Also, something else I noticed is that you're very humble about everything. You come out here, your mannerisms and everything. I find that to be inspiring, not just for me, but probably the rest of the warriors here. I know if you can do it, we can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a Marine. I'm Kyle. I'm a college student. I'm a normal guy that stepped up to the plate like any other Marine would. So, this hasn't changed me. It's not going to. I surround myself with good people and my family, and it's just, I've learned not to plan too much, especially on my time in the hospital. I don't really focus on set plans for my life, just because life changes, it comes at you fast, and you have to adapt and overcome, like many of you are doing right now. So, I'm no different than any of you. I'm on the exact same level, the exact same platform. I just happen to, unfortunately, get a grenade thrown at me.
Corporal, how much PT can you think your body can handle now?
How much PT? I don't know. Is that a challenge? I don't know, man. I have to adapt it in different ways. If I want to do push-ups, I have to use a BOSU ball, just because my wrist won't flex back enough to get that, to be on that level platform. And through my time in the hospital, I just found ways to work different things. So, I don't know. I mean, it depends on the area. I have two good legs, so I think I can run and maybe hang with maybe the best of them. But I don't know. It just depends, but maybe next time I'm out, we'll go for a run or something, huh? All right.
And as you're going on, you're pretty much your PT is getting better and better. Your body.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm in the gym definitely 5 days a week. Sometimes I'll go on the weekend. I like to rest a little bit, but I mean, for the most part, I'm in the gym every day, getting it.
It's,
How you doing, I'm Sergeant.
Nice to meet you, man.
I see you here today, and I just think of how you speak to us, the recovery that you're going through. I think about what my buddy Corporal Jason Dunham would be saying to me today if he had lived from the same acts that you've done as well. And it's very humbling. I just wanted to compliment and be thankful that you're able to be here with us today and be among your fellow Marines and be able to share the knowledge that you have learned, and you're able to live on and continue to pass it on to future generations as Marines continue to come onto this gun club, and as we live to transition on with the rest of our lives. Thank you.
When do you have one?
I was just gonna ask what you're doing in your free time other than college and traveling around, which would be fun.
Yep, that's about it. That's about all my time. No, I go to the gym. My family doesn't live too far from me, so sometimes I go home on the weekends, reap the benefits of mom's southern cooking. But I very rarely try to just, if I don't have anything to do, sit in my apartment. I try to find stuff to do. I mean, there's a river that runs kind of along my city. Sometimes I'll get some people to go out there, go home, play with my dogs, just really anything, just to not sit around on my couch all the time. So I'm always brainstorming something to do, or somebody to hang out with. Fortunately at school, there's about 32,000 other students that I can try to grab to hang out with or to do something with me. So, I mean, simple stuff. And if I just can't find anything to do, I love going to the movies. I'm a huge, I'm pumped to see Transformers 4, the new one that's about to come out. But, I mean, if it's not movies or simple stuff like that, I'll go for a run or watch a sports game or just really anything.
Okay, we got time. We're going to do one more question. You finish. One more question. Horseshack.
It's a two-part question, sir, maybe.
Yeah. 15 subcategories.
Corporal Carter, it's an honor to meet you today, young man.
Thank you.
My two-part question is, when will you be on David Letterman, and how many marriage proposals have you received so far?
What was the second one?
How many marriage proposals have you had so far?
Careful, that might be an offer.
All right, next question. Well, I know that Letterman we're filming it Wednesday. I think it might be going Wednesday night. And as far as the second question, it's a pretty crazy question. I have not received any yet. Wednesday's Letterman.
I'll be watching that.
All right, what we're going to do now is I'm going to escort Corporal Carpenter out along the walkway where the battalion emblem is on the bulkhead. If you want to come out that way and introduce yourself, get a photo with him, we've got time in the schedule built for that. Come out, take an opportunity to shake this Marine's hand, and thank him for his service. Thank him for being an excellent ambassador of what we do. And that friggin' those ethos of honor, courage, commitment, and paying it forward, because they hit on it that you're a class act, and Not everybody could do that because the amount of scrutiny that you have to take at a young age, being injured is probably a challenge to you. So not only do you brave the fires of combat well, but you brave the fires of all the publicity and stuff well. So good on you, sir.
Thanks, sir.
My hat is off to you, sir.
Thank y'all for having me.
Attention on deck. Hand salute. One, sir.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Ready, two.